Hi everybody, this is Orion. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't seen me before, this is my weekly check-in as I'm going through a process of trying to lose weight for health reasons mostly. Yeah, I think I'd look better without the weight, but it's mostly health issues that I'm trying to fix here. I'm being more physically active. I've started working out when I started this journey, and I am not following a restrictive food diet. Rather, I'm trying to follow a ketogenic lifestyle, my own version of low carbs slash ketogenic. I do eat carbs on the weekends. Some weekends I do sometimes fall off the wagon. This week was one of those times. We'll get back to that in a minute. But basically I'm just trying to get more and more healthy, and in the process of that, help my body feel better and be better. I have an underlying health condition, and excess weight is not good for me. And being fit and active is good for me, and that created this journey. And I don't touch up these videos, I don't edit them, I don't do anything. It's what you see is what you get. What I have on is what you get. Sometimes I wear things just so that I can present stuff to you, but I'm not doing anything special. I'm not putting on makeup, I'm not touching, I'm not editing. If I say something funny, I'll just say sorry and move on. This is the way it says, and I record a video once a week. I speak about my journey and about my thoughts about the big bust that I have. And this entire journey, this entire reporting journey is focused on trying to get fit when you have a 10-inch difference between the top of your bust and your rib cage. And today I'm going to talk a lot about why this is so important. But first, let me give you an update. Another rocky week. Eating was not good. I had a couple of days where I sinned. If we look at it from a ketogenic viewpoint, where I had things with sugar, things with milk, sweets, not much, but a couple of two or three times. The biggest problem with that wasn't the issue of being off my diet. It's actually the fact that I am lactose intolerant, and I got severe stomach crampings, and I felt really ick. I'm not promising that it won't happen again. I'm not promising that I learned my lesson. It's really, really hard to veer away from stuff that you love that makes you sick an hour later. But I am trying. And even with that said, I didn't go crazy and bit myself up over it. And I actually lost weight this week, 2 weeks in a row now. Yay! A little less, about 1.5 pounds. All's good. I have tried to stay on cleaner eating during the weekend, and I took my lactosine pills, so my stomach is finally getting better. And I've started doing the Chloe Ting shred, the original Chloe Ting shred from 2 years ago today, this morning. It's a killer. I started with the modified versions, and then I went down from there. But I felt so good after that, not just because I finished it and I survived, but because there is something in that combination that we did today. I'll tell you about other combinations in the future. That combination was really good for my body. It was a full body workout, which consisted of lower body exercises, which were very aerobic and had a lot of motion in them. So they were compound exercises like squats and lunges that had additional movement added into them, whether it's a kick, a jump, a lift. and my hips loved that. And then we moved to upper body, which was mostly plank work, high plank, low plank, with jumps, without jumps, with this kind of movement, with that kind of movement. And the upper part of my back loved that. And I actually felt like a release in my upper back in this area right after the workout. Even though the workout absolutely killed me, I have extremely low, weak core in back. Even when I was working out in the past and focusing on strengthening different parts of my back and my core and my abs, I would get stronger in certain parts, but I would still feel weak as an overall. So plank work was always hard for me, even when I was doing big bowl push-ups, and I was doing them for a long time in my past. And I will get back to that in my future, but right now I can't do a big bowl push-up. Even then, I felt my shoulders were weak and I felt my back was weak. And something about the combination in Chloe Ting's workout that I did this morning was amazing. And yeah, it kicked me in the soft spot, but it's the first time and I enjoyed it. So really good fun. Did my measurements for the under bust and bust today, and this week this stayed the same and this went back down the half inch that it went up in the past couple of weeks. I have no idea what's going on. I'm still on the we have to wait and see position. There's just not enough data to say anything. But basically I am keeping my 10-inch difference, which sucks. And I'll get into that in a minute. Now I've done other workouts during the week and they were really good. I did a kettlebell workout, and I think I talked about that last week, and I didn't do it again. I also did a mobility workout, where for that workout they explained that while stretching means lengthening your muscles and ligaments, mobility work talks about the, how do you call these things to move? Forgot. Well, it talks about our ability to move in our, I forgot how it's called. I know how it's called on paper now. That's what happened when you were bilingual. Joints. Yeah, in the joints. And anyway, it was really good. I felt really good after it. I will link in the description to all the workouts I did over the past week. I did take the weekend off. I just didn't feel like working out on Friday and on Saturday. We went out walking on Saturday, very leisurely stroll, a family outing, and on Friday we went out in the evening for to the little forest nearby and build fire and had hot dogs on the fire, which was really fun. And I did house cleaning on Friday, which I always do. So that was my week, and I'm starting Chloe Ting this today, and I'm going to stick to it as long as I do, and I'll tell you whatever happens. But because of that, I wanted to do a body shot, and I will be doing those for the coming weeks. And here's the thing. I've been thinking about this a lot this week, and there's something nobody ever tells us, which is why having a large bosom is so hard, is such a burden. And if you say, no, I love it, it's not a burden at all, well, lucky you. I did not like having a big bust from a very young age. Now, I wasn't very big when I was younger. I was a double D kind of, probably. I didn't get fitted probably until I was about 35, but as a younger woman, those bras seemed to work for me. But I hated working out because of my breasts, because they would jump. And when I was younger, when I was a teenager, we didn't have good sports bras available where I lived. The only thing they had in the shop called a sports bra held even less than a regular bra. So I would run like this, and I was in pain until I managed to find a good sports bra. I had it imported for myself from abroad. But that changed my ability to exercise, and I found out I loved exercising. But sports bras are not very comfortable. They do their job. If they do their job, they're amazing, but they're still not very comfortable. And in my size right now, any bra is not very comfortable. But back to what I wanted to talk about today. And today I wanted to talk about gravity and our center of gravity. Think for a moment about this fact. Humans learn how to walk on 2 feet and balance on the human balance is extremely amazing. So we balance all of this on 2 feet, basically on our heels. And we learn how to do that when we're between 1 and 3 years old. At that age, no woman has boobs. So we are all flat-chested. All our weight is above our heels, straight up and down. So everything is stacked on our heels, and that's when we learn to balance. Then our breasts begin to grow, and the entire breast is outside from our body. It is not stacked on our heels. It rests on parts of our body that are stacked on our heels, but it is basically in the air. It's a balcony. And as you grow bigger and bigger, this tissue has nothing to support it unless you're wearing a good bra, of course. But even then, this is at the mercy of gravity. But not only that, it is outside my stacked center of gravity. Now, I just did a little research today, and basically each inch difference that you have, each cup size that you have, is a pound of weight on both sides. Yeah, a pound of weight added in front of you. So me, with my 10-inch difference, I have 10 pounds of weight outside my center of gravity. That's a lot of weight. Now, in order to stand straight, my body has to balance this by taking something to the other side. That's the game of balance, right? If I push this out now, my body knows how to balance this, but eventually I'll start tilting, or I'll have to put this out to balance it. Same thing here. When we have 10 pounds sticking outside of our center of balance all the time, something has to stick back out. And that something, for me, is my tish, basically. So this curve in my back that says I have a horrible posture is actually the way my body reacts in order to rebalance me on the center of balance here, so that I have an equal amount of weight in front and in back, and I won't lose balance. Now, we have another mechanism for balancing, and that's our muscles. Those allow us to walk, to be dynamically in balance. And since I have a very weak abdomen and a very weak back, they're not helping. And this is why I chose to do Chloe Ting, because I looked at what she offers and I saw how much she focuses on basically the midriff, the powerhouse, the core, a lot of plank work, a lot of ab work, and her ab work is amazing, looks amazing. And what I want to do when I'm doing these workouts is check out, am I improving my posture? Am I looking slimmer by standing straighter, by straightening up this arch that pushes me out, by, I don't know what, pulling me in here. But I just want to see over time how this happens. Now, this is me just standing, and if I try to pull my stomach in, but I can also try to flat roll my backside in so that I stand, so that my posture is better. Now, it doesn't help much, but now let me just stand at a point where I have a line on the floor so that I can do it every week on the same in the same place. So my feet are on both sides of the line, and this is just hanging, pulling my stomach. Let me try this again. Just pulling my stomach in and then trying to stand pulled in and as straight as possible. And front, that's just hanging, and that's pulled in, straightened, pulled up. Like, have your posture, girl. Have a posture. Straighten up. This is that. So I took my measurements today, and we'll see how it goes over the next few weeks. This is an 8-week program, one of her longest, and I'm very excited about it. And I forgot half of the things I want to say, so we'll just have to wait for next week. Now, here's a question for you. All the videos, all the professionals, everybody says, like and subscribe, like, and I keep saying, but you know that if you like what I'm doing, you should like and subscribe. Should I or shouldn't I remind you to like and subscribe on my videos? Let me know. If you don't, I will, because I'm hoping it will help me. Okay, have a great week. And if you have any questions, if you don't agree with anything I've said, if you think there is something I missed, anything at all, just let me know. We'll talk next week.